Oh, cool. Okay. So for those people who don't know your area so too well, and just to get a brief picture, what kind of area do you live in? It is a big town, small town. Give us a quick scope.
A quick, I would say Fort McMurray is the equivalent of Alberta is like the Texas of Canada. And so I live in the place that they extract oil sands and stuff like that. So it's pretty big in Canada. Everyone knows what Fort McMurray is. So there's about 80,000 people that live here, and yeah, we're a little bit of a remote community. So yeah, I can't wait to share our story about Fort McMurray.
Yeah, awesome. So the reason that I asked you to be on the show and you were so gracious, and first of all, thank you so much. I haven't even had the opportunity to really chat with you too much. So I want to say really, so thank you so much for coming on the show and educating our guests. So you got listed by BombBomb. You're in this video influencers magazine over here, all right, doing some really big things. So first of all, tell me, in short, what are you doing on video? Why is it important? And what got you to be listed as one of these influencers on this super awesome list?
I'm not sure exactly what I did, other than I've been a huge supporter of BombBomb ever since I found out about it. It was like I implemented it into my business, and since doing video, I started doing video in 2013, and I was actually at a Remax R4 conference where Michael Thorne, one of your previous guests, and his co-host from Mobile Agent TV, I was in the room when the first time that him and Dave met, and they were doing this presentation on putting wow into your listing presentation. And I walked out of that presentation saying, I'm going paperless, and I'm doing video. So, you know, my first video sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It's 240 Perry Crescent if you want to check it out on my YouTube channel. Don't you dare judge. Well, you can judge all you want. It's my first one, right? Like, and times are different with, it's crazy how much technology has even changed in a few short years. So,
when was that again? How far back we going?
2013. Gotcha. 5 years ago.
Yeah. Wow,
5 years ago. So I've grown and developed from using my phone to filming with my iPad to getting a T3i and getting someone to professionally edit my videos now. And when I have some bigger listings, I have, you know, I get a videographer to do those. And that was one of the videos is one of the $1 million listings that I have, and gorgeous home. And I think I like being in my videos because I think it creates know, like, and trust. So when I sit in a listing presentation, done. It's done. It's done. It's done. Because I've got a keynote presentation as well, and I've got lots of stuff to wow people and show them why I'm worth full commission. So, you know, I just had conversation with people, and we'll get into this, but you know, I wasn't yet in competition, but they're not even going to interview anyone else because of all the things that I offer, whether it's the social media marketing, video, like just taking care of things for them. So,
so what I'm gathering over here. So what I'm gathering over here is that you are using videos in your listing presentations. You are inside the videos. So before we get into the nitty gritty of what exactly you're putting into those videos, okay, in general, what is your objective with your video marketing? What's the goal?
The goal is to showcase the house in a way that someone hasn't seen it before. I'm always trying to evolve and grow. I used to do a top 5 things about the house. What I've started now is I've transformed that into what the sellers love about their home. You know, because that really makes it more personal, and it makes it a story, and it might not be things that people think about. And at the end, I'm making sure that there's a call to action. You know, call me. You know, do you need a listing presentation? You know, do you need a CMA? Do you need to know what's going on with the market? Please share the video. Share, share, share. You never know who wants this. And then I'm also starting to do Facebook Live open houses on Wednesdays regularly. I don't do open houses.
So Facebook Live open houses. Okay, let's get into that in a minute. Let's talk about right now how you're marketing a home. So for somebody that right now is watching this show, will be watching this show at a later date, and they want to know how they can video a home. So how are you going about doing it? Is that walk them through the process that if somebody wanted to imitate your awesome behaviors, what could they do?
Well, they could take video boot camp with Michael and Jesse Peters to get some really great training. When I first started, but Michael Thorne has been an amazing, amazing mentor to me.
He's a rock star.
Right. And so there's some great groups that have helped support me with that. So, you know, I always say start with good sound. Sound matters. If you're going to use your phone, please get some kind of stabilizer, right? This is my GoPro. You know, so sometimes I use some GoPro shots to save me some time for some B-roll, and then other times I'll just do, like, I've got a slider and I use that. So I film a majority of my listings. I film everything myself except for some of the higher end stuff. And like the video you guys have, that's a higher end one.
So you go out there and you use your camera, you use a stabilizer, you have a couple of, you know, a little piece of equipment that I'm sure people can either ask you about or can join the boot camp and learn in that way, which is an awesome boot camp, and everyone should connect with Thorne. Like, he's the guru. We should talk to him. But putting that on the side for a second, you go out there, you collect the equipment, and then what? You edit it, you give it to someone to edit. What's the process that you use?
I used to. I got too busy last year that I just couldn't manage it anymore. And so now I pay to have it. So I film, upload it to Dropbox. Ryan edits for me. He does a fantastic job. And then my turnaround time is usually within 2 days. And yeah, we've got a really great system down. He knows what I want, what I'm thinking, and I try to do it film it in a flow so that it decreases the editing time. So he knows what I want from my house as well. And I think the biggest thing was leveraging and making sure, okay, it's time. I've grown enough. Someone else needs to do the editing. I can still do it, but he does just a way better job than I do.
You understand the value of leverage. Awesome. Cool. So now we understand that how you're doing your videos in the home. Okay. Brandon, if we have any videos that we can throw up right now, let's throw up some videos where we can take a quick look at an example of one of the home videos. Okay. Awesome. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Oh, fantastic. Great. So we're watching this video. And guys, for those of you people who are watching the show right now, there are so many bloopers that you have not seen in the last 30 minutes of getting this show live. I'm broadcasting now from a third computer just to get this. So thank you so much for bearing with us. But it's only up from here. So welcome to the Michael Meier Show. But all right, so tell us a little bit about why we're looking at this property. I've seen this video before and it was very intriguing, but talk to us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so I mean, the house is gorgeous. It's on a greenbelt location. It's one of the bigger homes that you'd find here, and I wanted to make sure that it got showcased better and differently because it's gotten an executive feel, and I wanted to make sure that got captured, and that's why I chose to use a videographer for that one. So I'm talking about some of the details of the home, like, are you looking for green space? Or are you looking for a 2-bedroom legal suite? Or how about 4 bedrooms upstairs? Or an open concept kitchen for 30 people? You know, a dinner party for 30 people, or however. I just try to feature stuff, let people get to know me a little bit without me being in the entire video, but enough to do an intro and an extra, and yeah, just give some details of the. I don't want to. I'm selling the sizzle, not the steak, is a great quote that I've heard when it comes to listing videos.
Awesome. Gotcha. Cool. Somebody wants to know how many bedrooms and baths. That's something they can look up on a little data point on screen, but you're giving them the sizzle. Awesome. Cool. So, all right. So now we have an idea of what you're doing for marketing homes. Are you using video for anything other than marketing individual listings? And tell us about it.
So my heart's desire is my project. It's a community project. So it's called Discover Fort McMurray. So a little bit of background on that. So I had this whole day, I was going to do 30 videos in 30 days in May of 2016, starting May 1st. And so that was the day that some fires started in our community. And literally, as I'm sitting on the steps to City Hall, I'm like, I can't start my project. And literally 2 days later, on May the 3rd, 88,000 people were evacuated from Fort McMurray for 30 days.
Yeah, wow.
So it wasn't a good time to start start a video project. So when we got back from evac, is, you know, kind of what we said. My mission was like, how can I advertise businesses that are already open so people know what's here? And so it started with that. And then I started using it. I also have an app called Discover Fort McMurray. And in the app, I've got like all kinds of service providers. So just after evac, it started with, okay, this is open, this is open, this is open, this is open.
That's awesome.
So it was a really great connector then. And so now, you know, we're sort of moving away from we're moving into rebuild, getting back into what we call the normal around here. And because we lost 2,200 structures of the community here. So it was the biggest national disaster in Canadian history. So it was kind of a big deal, you know, not to be home for a month.
Yeah,
so,
no, it's
like I said, when I came home,
terrible.
Yeah, well, that's why, you know, when we see people going through what they're going through in California and Fort McMurray, our hearts go out to them for sure, because we understand completely about it. So going forward now,
what's really amazing though, what I love hearing is even though there's all this tragedy that was going on around you, you stood up as a real estate agent and you understood your core value. You understand that a real estate agent is there to not only sell property, but to sell the neighborhood and to connect people with one another. And you're an ambassador of the neighborhood. And, you know, you're not just, you know, trying to go fire sale homes, but you're actually going there to help businesses. And that's really what I love. That's really why I was excited to have you on the show, because it's a known thing, or, you know, maybe it's not so known, how the most successful real estate agents are the ones that go out there and do good things. And by doing good things, they end up making good money. Those that just go out there to make good money, do it for a short period of time and go out of business.
Right.
And so that's what I really love. You dealt with, you started at a really difficult time going out there doing all these things, and you create an app to connect people. It's just, it's really awesome stuff. So thank you for sharing.
And that's what I do. You said, I love that word connect, right? And being an ambassador, I'm definitely an ambassador of Fort McMurray and local business. So the nearest big city center is about 4.5 hours away in Edmonton. And so there's always this conversation. And if someone wants to do community video, it can be about showcasing what's important to that city. So shopping local is a huge thing here in Fort McMurray. So I started a hashtag called iShopYMM, which is the airport code for Fort McMurray. And so there was this Moonlight Madness Blitz, and I went to 17 businesses that were participating and did a Facebook Live. And the feedback was several of those businesses that were involved said it was their best day in sales that they've ever had. And the feedback from the public in Fort McMurray was that I didn't know that was here. I didn't know that was here. And I want to interrupt that conversation so that people know where, like, my whole goal is I want everyone in Fort McMurray to know exactly what Discover Fort McMurray is, because this place is so, I'm just a little passionate about it, as you can probably tell.
I know. I love feeling the the energy through the screen. It's really great that you're passionate about it. And one of the things that I've seen is some of the interviews and showcasing of different businesses and stores that you've had. I don't know if we can throw some of them up on screen. I know some of them have been rolling while we've been talking. But how does it go when you approach a business and you ask a business to profile them? What's that like? Yeah. What do you say to them? Do they always say yes? Talk to us about that whole experience.
When I first did the 30 videos in 30 days in 2015, it was a little bit harder to get started because I didn't have the platform yet. And I also didn't have the brand of Discover Fort McMurray. I branded it like a year or so. Oh no, 7 months later. Or was that 2014 I did it? No, 2014 and then after. So it took me a little bit to get the brand going. But once I did, it was like, okay, this is needed. Some people are super nervous. And it's kind of cute to work with those people, but I keep reminding them, this isn't about you. You have a great service. And I think what a lot of people have said is that I have a way of, I ask 4 questions, okay?
Okay.
So, for you, I would be like, how long have you been in business? And then they'll talk about how long they've been in business. And then what's the business like? What's the service or product that you provide? And then I'll ask, what's something someone might not know about the business that you offer? And then how do we find you online? Those are my 4 questions, and they're the same 4 questions all the time. So then after I do the filming, then I'll do a Facebook Live right away where we go in a little bit more detail, because I want the Discover Fort McMurray to be about 2 to 3 minutes, no longer than that. And then the live, maybe we talk in more details about some stuff. But it's fun. It's so much fun. So often I'm getting these businesses and these business people. I've definitely benefited business-wise with it, and but it's fun. And then to be able to say when my clients,
tell me how you've benefited from it business-wise.
Yep. So business-wise, I've had, let's see, I can count on at least 40,000 of sales.
Wow.
Since I started doing it. So it pays for itself. And that's not why I do it, but it just kind of works that way. You know what I mean? And like, sometimes I've had, I had one client, she sold her house and bought another house with me. And so it's really, I found my marketing manager that way. She sold her house with me. Actually, maybe if I think about it, I've probably done better from it than I've got the stats and the math for me right in front of me here. But I love doing it, and it's really cool. I've gotten to the point now that I don't have to search out people. People are coming to me to ask to be on an episode.
Oh, that's great. Let me ask you a question. So you create these videos and this content. Did you have a database, a network, an established network before you started doing video? And what I mean by that is, some people may jump in, they may be a new real estate agent, and they move from California to New York, let's say. They have no network, and they're going out there, and they start doing videos. And they share it with their Facebook friends and whatnot, but that's what it is. And then you have other people who go out there, and they have a network, they have a big database of people, and they take their content and share it with that network. Tell us a little bit about what your experience was like. There's, just different parts in people's business life cycle. So I'm just curious about yours.
Yeah. Well, I didn't grow up here. I've lived here for 11 years in April. So I had to create my own network. And where I first started my network was, I loved golf. So it was ladies' night golf. And I've gotten a lot of business out of ladies' night golf. So when it comes to, that's where I started. And then, so when I started doing the community videos for Discover Fort McMurray, what is now Discover Fort McMurray, I just approached businesses that I knew. And then I asked them, who do you think I should do a video on this? And then they helped give me names of people so I could do more videos. And now it's like, I'm getting bombarded. I've already got a list of 15 businesses that I want to film this year already.
That's fantastic. And when you create these videos, how do you share them, and with who do you share them?
So I share them on my Discover Fort McMurray Facebook page, and also on my website, and I also share them on YouTube. So I don't give the videos to the clients because I'm paying for the editing now of them. Yeah. My request to them is that they tag my business page. And then, because Facebook, as we know, Facebook is just changing their algorithms, I'm doing everything I can to educate the business owners how to use Facebook better, which of course they're going to love you because their business is hopefully going to increase. Yeah. And then people have staff. Like one of my clients, she bought and sold, she owns a spa. And I'm like, you have 40 staff. It should be part of their weekly routine to have to post things 3 to 4 times a week. It's called job security, people, right? and it's free marketing, and it's like, right? So, and I just suggested, I was at a women's event today, and so I suggested have a contest within your employees to share these videos. You have free advertising within a lot of those businesses, and then getting family and friends to do it too. Like, there's lots of playful things that you can do to help get the word out there.
Yeah, oh, that's really fantastic. The reason I was asking you about your database is one of the things that I coach agents on is providing value to their network all the time. So you jump into the real estate business, and your goal right away is to make as many contacts, connections, relationships as possible. But then you enter this really big question and struggle that agents have. What do I say to people? I don't want to just like call everyone every day and say, want to sell a home, want to buy a home, want to sell a home. Like, I don't want to be that kind of, you know, that kind of salesman. And they get like stuck and they don't know what to say. And what I love about video marketing, business profiling, the reason I do this show where I get to interview awesome people like you who are doing such great things, is that this is valuable content that you can share with everybody that is not in any way saying, are you looking to buy, sell a home? Are you looking to get into coaching? Are you looking to switch brokerages? It's got nothing to do with any of that. It's let me help you. And if you like what I'm doing to help you, I don't need to tell you to keep me in mind when you need help. I'm already in your mind. And so that's, you know, that's what I really love. So you have all these people now that you originally, you went out and you networked and you met all these people on the golf course. And now you're able to stay in touch with all those people. And now they are working for you essentially to provide you with other content. And every time they go up to someone and they say, oh, you should be profiled on that show. Well, how is that show being described? It's a show being done by a real estate agent, i.e. do you need a real estate agent also? It's a really great business model to grow your business. It's phenomenal.
I'll tell you, I really don't talk in the show though. I don't talk about I talk very, very little about being a realtor. I just say, you know, I'm a local realtor and I've been serving Fort McMurray since 2007. So I think that it's about giving and people get that giving part. I also recommend, like, if you're going to a new city, join the Chamber of Commerce, introduce yourself, you know, and go to networking meetings or join the local Toastmasters if you want to get better and more comfortable in front of the camera, because there's lots of people terrified of being in front of the camera. And people, it's not going away. If anything, it's reinforced more and more and more. You got to get in front of video. Like, video is the way that it's going. People don't care how you look. They don't. They care about what you do for them, how you make them feel. Are you going to help their business? They care about they don't care how you look. Just brush your teeth.
Just brush your teeth. The one thing you don't need to worry about on camera. So let me ask you, I would love to ask you for just a couple of pointers that you can offer to real estate agents that are jumping in and want to start getting involved with community and business and local content. What are some tips for them maybe on how they should start, something easy and digestible that they can take home?
Yeah, I think the first thing, I wish I had it in front of me. You know what? It's called a DJI Osman. This is for my GoPro, but I have one for my phone. Get a stabilizer, for the love of God. I hate shaky video. Oh, I hate it. That's my own little pet peeve. The next thing is sound, right? If this is all you do and how you start, you have your own camera and film crew right here. And that's the great, like, Facebook is going to love live. Then you can download your live video and put it on YouTube, and boom, you've got two sources. So that's one of the reasons I love doing the Facebook Live open houses, because I get 4 hits of marketing. Advertising the event itself, repurposing it on Facebook, and then uploading it to YouTube. So when I upload it to YouTube, I have my assistant edit the captioning, throw that captioning onto the Facebook feed when I repurpose it later. Because what are people doing with their phone? Right? They're reading. The sound's not on. They're reading. Yeah. So make sure the words are there. They have something to watch while they're in the lineup at the bank or Tim Hortons. Oh, you don't have Tim Hortons. Or Starbucks or wherever you're getting your Java. So those are a couple really quick tips. That's a lot. But yeah, you have this. If you have this, you have everything, and the world is, and just a little courage, right? So I heard this in one of the mobile agent TV episodes, and it's like, embrace the suck. It is going to suck starting. It's going to. Just give it a big old hug. Make out with the suck, because I mean, I know the first video I did, it took me a week to edit it. There was some crying. There was lots of wine drinking. There was like frustration, but I didn't stop because I knew that how important this is. Yeah. It's not going to be as hard for people starting out now because there's so many more tools like your show to help people.
Yeah. But let's even bring this home. Like, so this is the first Michael Meier show that I've done in a few months. And this show, not everybody saw it because we didn't go live till like 20 minutes after it started. I've gone through 3 computers, a bad connection. I'm listening to you in an ear and there's like a 5-second delay. So if I sound like I'm acting a little weird, it's because I'm 5 minutes behind, 5 seconds behind. I got all this craziness going on, right? It's not easy, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to do the show again next week. And within a month from now, it's going to be awesome, seamless, streaming, no problems, glitz and glamour. We'll add some fun, crazy stuff into the show. But the reality is that anytime you start something new, and this isn't new, I've done this show for a long time. It's a big hit. But what I just stopped doing it for a few months, and I feel like I'm like a Virgin Live video guy here, right? This is what it is.
Just get the cobwebs off.
Yeah, really I'm like sweating. I'm like hot. I can't hear what's going on. How do I look? I probably look. Who cares? Got to keep doing it. It's the process that we go after. It's not the outcome that we look for. And so so I totally relate. And whenever I have an opportunity to like be in that moment where I can share a personal situation, this is it, guys. And you got to keep on going at it. And the reality is that people out there are going to be forgiving whenever you do something wrong or have a mistake or work with you in this way, just like you're dealing with me right now in this show, and you are being such a pro and you're being so awesome and you're sharing this value and you're like, yeah, this is fun. Let's do this. So
no, it is fun. And those are, it happens. It happens. And just embrace it, especially with live. Like I said the wrong address in the video the other day and my assistant's like, right? So when I put it on YouTube, I'm going to edit it and I'm going to put like a big thing, correct address, like.
And then you'll throw that into your bloopers reel,
Oh, totally. Your phone's ringing while you're going through, Facebook Live. Here we go. Right? Just roll with it.
Awesome.
I have this most favorite quote by Tony Robbins. And he talks about, so I'll relate it to video. Your videos will be better than everyone else's who isn't doing it.
That is a good one.
It's that simple.
Facebook
right?
is going to be
it's going to be better than anyone else that's not doing it. So just keep doing it. It gets better. And my other suggestion, schedule time to learn how to do it and then put it into your schedule weekly so that it's literally an appointment that you commit to. Wednesdays at noon, I am doing Facebook Lives, open houses. That's what I do. Right after, I go and film my Discover Fort McMurray episodes if I'm filming that week. So I've got some good ideas coming up for a live show and using a program called Wirecast coming up in the next. I want to start doing like a stats show, Fort McMurray real estate stats show, or interview home inspectors or designers or mortgage brokers when the rules change. The wheel's always going, always going.
Fantastic. Well, to wrap this up, first of all, let me say thank you. And more importantly, if people want to watch the content that you're putting out and this new thing that you just started that you're going to be doing as well, how do people follow you? How do people watch you? How do people learn from you and get to experience your awesomeness?
Highly recommend. There's 2 places. Go to my YouTube channel and Melanie Galea, just spelled exactly in my lower third here, or go to Discover Fort McMurray on my YouTube channel. I do have Facebook, but I don't want realtors liking it unless you're local.
Right.
Michael Thorne has some very, don't like it unless you're local. So creep it, but don't like it. But you can subscribe to my YouTube channel.
You're hilarious. All right, cool. Thank you so much. There's strategy behind what she is saying. So it's a very smart thing that you're doing. But thank you so much. There's so many great takeaways, everything from embracing the suck to, if you don't do it, you're, doing it's better than not doing it. And I really liked how you gave us a list of 4 questions of the questions that you ask when profiling businesses. There's so much really great content and advice for anyone out there that wants to go out there, profile their neighborhood businesses, profile people in the neighborhood that are doing really great things, doing really awesome live open houses. There's just a ton of takeaways over here. And I just want to say thank you so much for sharing that with everybody. Thank you for being our first guest in 2018. And, just from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for all your help over here.
Thank you too. Thanks for having me.
Everybody, thank you for joining the Michael Meier Show. Follow us next week, same time, same place. Actually, it'll be on time next week. So 4:30 next week, next Wednesday, we're going to have another awesome BombBomb influencer coming out to you, sharing you great tips and advice on how to use video to rock your business. Talk to you guys soon. Have a good Wednesday.